What you got, what you need, everything's gonna crash and break. What you got, what you want, what you need, can I be your savior? Everything's gonna crash and break, but I know, yeah I know. What you got, what you want, what you need, gonna be your savior. Everything's gonna crash and break, your savior.
Hey guys, it's Masterath here, and welcome to Masterath's Robot Wars Legends, episode number 63. So with episode 62 out of the way, it's finally time to see our 3 championship battles, where the titles could very well change hands, plus the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions tournament, a new wildcard Warriors, and a number 1 contenders match to set up next week's main event. So let's begin with our battle card for episode 63. And we're kicking off with the Wildcard Warriors as the veteran Grim Reaper takes on the new robot, Lord Justice, in what will be a very, very entertaining battle from what I can see from the new robot. Then, it's our 2 Champion of Champions semi-final matches, with the winners taking each other on in the Champion of Champions final for a shot at the Champion of Champions crown. It's Demon Horns and Dragoo, 2 former series champions going at it in the first semi-final, followed by former series champion Dark Effigy and former Legends champion Crush Syndrome in the second semi-final. And then it's the Judgment Championship match as Masek takes on F9 in Masek's first match as Judgment Champion. F9, who made its return last week on Legends with a new robot, looking to see if the comeback can fully be realized. And then it's a number 1 contenders match for the Legends Championship for next week's main event, as AK1, Speed, Toro Terror, and Onis battle out for that right. And then, finally, Blood Eagle is cashing in its Tag Team Championship opportunity that it won by winning the Legends Annihilator tournament a couple of weeks ago, as it and its mystery tag team partner takes on Plasma and Edema, the current tag team champions. We will find out who Blood Eagle's mystery tag team partner is later on tonight. And last but not least, the Legends Championship is on the line as Diamond Storm defends the Legends Championship against former 2-time Legends Champion Calamity Call 5, looking to be the second robot to win 3 Legends Championships. And that will be its first in 11 years if it can pull this off. But first, it's Grim Reaper versus Lord Justice in the Wildcard Warriors.
Introducing Grim Reaper.
And here is the veteran for this episode's Wildcard Warriors, it's Grim Reaper. Armed with a front spike and with very low ground clearance, however, it does have no Shremek. This robot debuted in the middle and later part of Masterath Robot Wars' original run, but fell off the radar very quickly, losing out in the qualifiers in a few series and not even making it to the main series heats.
And introducing its opponent, Lord Justice.
And here is the new blood for this Wildcard Warriors, it's Lord Justice. Armed with a very large double-ended hammer, which makes it only the second robot in Masterath Robot Wars history to be armed with a hammer, the first being Omega Kilowatts. The hammer is a very powerful weapon, weighing in nearly 1 ounce, but the weapon might be too top-heavy. This robot is more than likely the equivalent of putting all your stats into attack in a video game.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
All I can say is, gee, it's been an amazing year for New Bloods, hasn't it? We've seen spinners, we've seen lifting arms, and now we have a massive hammer in Lord Justice. Oh, Grim Reaper just turned around there. I think that was just the power of that weapon there. That is a heavy hammer from Lord Justice, but Grim Reaper at the moment is pushing. But not for long. Lord Justice now. We haven't been able to see how good that hammer is as of yet. I'm sure he will. Oh, there's a hit from Lord Justice and another one. And Grim Reaper at the moment, that low ground clearance there of the front of Lord Justice. It's also got the protection plates on the side, which also prevent it from being flipped onto its side. Pretty much this robot could be a full package here. And it is now just battering Grim Reaper with that massive hammer. That is a huge hammer there from Lord Justice, but Lord Justice a bit on the slow side. Could be a problem if it goes against some of the faster opponents here in MRW, but Lord Justice has essentially two modes for that hammer. It's got the closer movement that we saw earlier, and then this movement. This is the more devastating mode, essentially, for Lord Justice. But Lord Justice gets pushed into Bloodshed TPZ. That's the problem with that mode, and it tries to get away, and essentially flips itself just due to the massive, massive power of that hammer. Now Grim Reaper is back in control, and Lord Justice is going to have to try and right itself, and it does. Sticking with that high attacking mode here, and down comes the hammer onto Grim Reaper, and I don't think Grim Reaper is looking very good at the moment. I think that top spikes of it bent, I think, already from that very powerful 25-gram hammer. And there's a shot we were waiting for by Lord Justice. Grim Reaper flying into the air and into White Lightning CBZ. Look at that. Brilliant power there. That hammer is heavier than the robot. That's what... Essentially, they've gone for all that power over stability with Lord Justice. But it seems to be working right now. Grim Reaper is not moving after that last hit. And now it is just taking punishment. A complete glutton at the moment is the Grim Reaper. But it is being hammered down by the judge. And Lord Justice is simply battering, bending Grim Reaper there. I don't know how long that body's going to hold. Swing and a miss there by Lord Justice. But Lord Justice still getting the hammer shot down. And there's another one to the side. I think I see that part of the side of Grim Reaper has pretty much been torn asunder from what I can see. The drop zone beckons. And Bill finally coming in. It took you long enough, Bill, didn't it? Bill is going to count out Grim Reaper here. Lord Justice, what a debut, and it's lifted itself. Bit of a misfire there, but what a debut for Lord Justice. Grim Reaper knocked out and counted out. And it's on the drop zone. What is going to drop on poor Grim Reaper's head? Well, we're about to find out momentarily. Oh, there it is! It's a Nintendo GameCube. For new watchers of the show that are a bit of the younger generation, that used to be a games console at one point. Pretty good one as well. That is a heavy weight there on Grim Reaper. Looks like he survived most of it, but yeah, that's damage.
Cease.
So Lord Justice with a very impressive debut, and Bill has been owned again. No one is surprised from the complete mark on the Richter scale that drop zone was. But Lord Justice wins its first match here in MRW against Grim Reaper. Very solid performance from the New Blood. And now it's time for the Champion of Champions semi-finals. It's Dragoo versus Demon Horns, two former series champions looking for a shot at the final.
Introducing Demon Horns.
And here is the former two-time Legends champion and winner of Series 6, Demon Horns. Demon Horns has previously defeated Diamond Storm and AK1 to make it to the Champion of Champions semi-finals, and currently holds a record here in this series of Legends of 4 victories and only 1 defeat. That coming in their second clash of the series against Diamond Storm, where Demon Horns lost the MRW Legends Championship.
And introducing its opponent, Dragoo.
And its opponent is the frightening full-body spinner, former Legends champion and Series 9 champion Dragoo. Dragoo defeated Impact and the very impressive Edema to make it here to the Champion of Champions semi-finals, including a very impressive match in its quarterfinals against Edema, knocking Edema out of the arena to give it its first out of the arena of this series of Legends. Those improvements that the team made last time we saw Dragoo have certainly improved the robot, but how will it do against one of the most famous flippers here in MRW?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
2 former series champions here in the semi-finals of the Champion of Champions tournament. Winner gets the first shot in the grand finals. Dragoo, the winner of Series 9. Demon Horns, winner of Series 6. And Demon Horns has been sent flying, crashing into the eastern sidewall there of the arena, and Bill survived the attack there from Dragoo, but gets pitted. Oh, Bill! Never change, never change. Going for a 5th ref bot of the year, by the way. That's gonna happen. Oh, but back to this match. Dragoo is not giving Demon Horns a chance right now. But Demon Horns gets the flip in finally, stopping the Dragoo spinner, but only temporarily. Dragoo still, I'd say, on top so far, but Demon Horns is trying to use that flipper there, pretty much to try and knock Dragoo off balance. And at the moment, it seems to be working for Demon Horns. Demon Horns, at the moment, keeping the pressure on. But now, Demon Horns taking a bit of resistance there from the Series 9 champion. And a big hit. Oh, an even bigger hit there from Dragoo, and Demon Horns nearly out of the arena. Look at that. He flew about a foot into the air there, did Demon Horns, and nearly out. But responds in kind with some big flips. Dragoo needs to more likely not spin when they're close to that pit there, or the House Robot zones, and another big hit there from Dragoo. You've got to be wary about the presence there in the arena for Dragoo. Dragoo can be have slight control problems. Oh, like that, very close to the pit. But they were able to get away, and Demon Horns now with some big flips on Dragoo here. See, one of the biggest bounties, you could say, is trying to get Dragoo out of the arena, which I don't think has ever happened here in the Asylum, and Demon Horns was nearly the first. But Dragoo fights back with a massive shot, shoving Demon Horns into bloodshed, but now Demon Horns in trouble on its side. Bulgarin taking damage as well. Dragoo has Demon Horns pinned in that corner. Now Demon Horns just beats on his top now, and Dragoo can come in and hit that soft underbelly of Demon Horns. Demon Horns trying to right itself. Dragoo in the right place so far to prevent that from happening. Demon Horns is going to be in trouble here. If it can't right itself, Bill will count Demon Horns out if he's there for too long. But another big hit! And now White Lightning CBZ is the home of the Series 6 champ. Dragoo is now starting to dominate. Dragoo is starting to change the course of this match. And Demon Horns still trying to right itself. It's finally back. That was very close. I thought Demon Horns was going to get counted out there. But it's come back very strongly. Big flips by Demon Horns on Dragoo. We haven't seen Dragoo take this amount of power from a flipper in a while. Demon Horns, one of the best flippers in MRW, now has the advantage on Dragoo. Multiple flips to dictate the control of this battle, but again, a big hit from Dragoo. Oh! Big hit. Do you see the flipper at Demon Horns? It looks like it's been bent there on that right side. But Demon Horns sacrificing its flipper to try and stop Dragoo and make it to the grand finals of the Champion of Champions. That's what this means to these two robots, looking to add another accolade to their accomplishments here. Demon Horns, a two-time Legends champion. Dragoo, former Legends champion as well. Both former Series champions, as mentioned multiple times before. The accolades of these two robots is absolutely insane. Dragoo with a big hit. Oh, no! And it ends like that. Dragoo got cocky and went for a shot very close to the pit and just couldn't control itself and went in. Demon Horns the winner. I'd say Dragoo was on top in that match before that sad moment there for Dragoo. Demon Horns, though, takes advantage, stays in it, and goes through to the Champion of Champions Grand Final.
Cease.
So Demon Horns is through to the Champion of Champions Grand Final, looking to add another accolade to the list of the legend of Demon Horns. But who is its opponent going to be? Is it going to be the full-powered pusher of Crush Syndrome, or is it going to be Series 4 champion Dark Effigy?
Introducing Dark Effigy.
And here is the Series 4 champion and two-time Legends champion, Dark Effigy. This front hinge flipper defeated Onis and flipped out Plasma on its run to the Champion of Champions semi-finals. This robot is incredibly durable, and it seems like the reliability issues that it had back in Series 5 and 6 have certainly been sorted out. A true mainstay and a true legend in this semi-final.
And introducing its opponent, Crush Syndrome.
And its opponent tonight is the only robot in the Masterath Robot Wars Champion of Champions semi-final to have never won an MRW series. Crush Syndrome has been on a tear since debuting at the Series 9 quarterfinal pre-show, including winning the Legends Championship in the last Series of Legends alongside its current reigns as New Blood Champion and New Blood Champion of Champions. Then following that up with a very impressive run all the way to the Series 10 semi-finals. Can this robot defy the odds again and push its way to victory, just like it did against Tortoterra and Ensign to get here?
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Winner battles Demon Horns in the Champion of Champions Grand Final. Crush Syndrome, former Legends Champion, Dark Effigy, the Series 4 Champion. Whichever one's going to win this one, it's only going to be a big match against Demon Horns when they finally fight in the Champion of Champions final. Crush Syndrome off to a brilliant start so far, able to stay away from that front lifter of Dark Effigy and controlling the battles so far. Is Crush Syndrome shoving Dark Effigy right into White Lightning CBZ, and Dark Effigy may have problems righting itself from there. Crush Syndrome staying dominant, staying aggressive. Dark Effigy not really been able to get out of the gates as of yet. Maybe can though with it back on its wheels, and does get underneath. And now is lifted up. Crush Syndrome is trying to flip it, but Crush Syndrome back on its wheels and back in control. Again, Crush Syndrome just powering through here against Dark Effigy, who's just trying to do everything it can at this point to survive this onslaught. And another big push by Crush Syndrome, but Dark Effigy able to get back in. Oh, Bill's been owned again. No, not Bill again. Crush Syndrome pushes, and it's over already. And Dark Effigy has been embarrassed there. Very dominating performance from Crush Syndrome, who has defeated Dark Effigy and is in the Champion of Champions final. They'll take on Demon Horns.
Cease.
Well, Crush Syndrome, a great victory there for them, beating Dark Effigy, the former series champion, to make it through to the Champion of Champions Grand Final, where it will take on Demon Horns. And now it's time for our Judgment Championship match. It's Masuk, the current Judgment Champion, taking on the number one contender, the very impressive new robot for Team F9. Well, F9. Can F9 begin a quick and amazing comeback? Let's find out.
Introducing F9.
Well, who'd have thought that this robot would have gotten a shot at any title, let alone a singles championship? F9 returned last week on Legends with a very impressive new build, armed with a low front flipper and a very, very wide blade at the front, allowing it to pick up robots and flip them easily, as shown last week when it returned and flipped Leviticus and Antline Cone out of the arena. Can the former joke robot become a champion here tonight?
And introducing its opponent, the Masterath Robot Wars Judgment Champion, Masuk.
And its opponent tonight, the Judgment Champion, former Grand Final Eliminator, Masuk. Masuk also won the Legends Championship over a decade ago and had, at the time, the longest reign as Legends Champion. This robot is a fighting champion armed with the full-body flippers that can deal a lot of power to its opponent and usually get them out of the arena. Or as seen in the match where it won the Judgment Championship, a bit of strategy instead, as it put champion at the time Arrowhead 2 underneath the flipped and immobilized Bolganon, to the point that it couldn't right itself for Bill's 10 count. You've got to fight against brains and brawn with the Judgment Champion.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go, the true test for this new F9 build. Is it a build that is going to win it championships? We're going to find out here. Masuk, the current Judgment Champion, in its first match as the reigning champion, beat Arrowhead 2 a couple of weeks ago to win this championship. F9 won the number one contenders match last week, and Masuk off to a good start there with a big flip onto F9. F9, we're seeing that Shremek problem there of F9 early, and Masuk has the advantage now. Another big flip there from Masuk. F9 having problems righting itself here And Masterath just taking full advantage so far. But now F9 back on its wheels thanks to Masterath and gets a big flip in. 2 big flips in from F9. Masterath, though, once again dictating the pace. The veteran, the one probably with the better big match experience here. And F9's in trouble. I don't think F9 can move from there. And Masterath looking to try and get F9 out of the arena here. But F9 trying to self-right with that weapon and does. It takes a while. It takes a lot of power to get that robot back up. That could be a massive flaw in the new design for F9. But that flipper is powerful and you can't deny that. F9's flipper is incredibly powerful. And it turned the tide again in this match. Masterath doesn't know where it is. Oh! Well, it was nearly out of the arena there. F9 nearly won the championship there. And a flip on Bloodshed by F9. And F9 there with Bloodshed. Bloodshed out of the arena by F9. F9 just flips out the house robot Bloodshed. Out of the arena goes Bloodshed. But, oh no, Masterath's in trouble on the side. And F9 trying to take advantage here. F9 with another big flip on Masterath. But Masterath again with the advantage. Still can't believe that F9 got Bloodshed out of the arena there. And F9 with a big flip. And Masterath falls. And F9, formerly a joke robot. This new design is for real. F9 has won the Judgment Championship. What a turnaround.
Cease.
Well, what a turnaround there for F9. It was able to flip Bloodshed out of the arena. And then Masterath followed. And F9, I can't believe I'm saying this, F9 is the new Judgment Champion. What an improvement there for F9. But now it's time for our number 1 contenders match for the Legends Championship next week. It's Torterra, AK1, Onus, and Speed. One of these robots is taking on the winner of tonight's main event in next week's main event.
Introducing entrant number 1, AK1.
And first up in this Legends Championship number 1 contenders match, it's former Judgment Champion AK1. AK1's had a pretty bad run of it so far in this series of Legends, only getting 1 victory so far. That being its Champion of Champions first round victory against Exodus. But the team say that this robot has been rebuilt yet again and is now working properly. There are probably not many better times for a robot to start working than a number 1 contenders match for the Legends Championship. Let's see how it goes.
Introducing entrant number 2, the Masterath Robot Wars Series Champion, Speed.
Next up is another robot that's not had the best run of this series of Legends so far. It's the current series champion, Speed. This 2-time series champion was knocked out in the first round of the Champion of Champions by one of its fellow opponents here tonight, Torterra. And just like AK1 has only picked up 1 victory in this series of Legends, being a Mayhem match. But Speed looking to show everyone that it's still got some left in the tank and win this match to get a shot at the Legends Championship to reignite a feud between 2 of its biggest rivals, Diamond Storm or Calamity Call 5.
Introducing entrant number 3, Torterra.
And next up, the only robot to achieve the MRW Grand Slam, it's Torterra. The Series 5 champion also only has 1 victory to its name, beating Speed in the first round of the Champion of Champions. But it's got brilliant pushing power, and if it can get you in the right place, you're pretty much stuck, just like the Series champion was.
Introducing entrant number 4, Onus.
And last but not least, winless in this series of Legends, it's Onus. But to be fair to Onus, it has only appeared in 2 matches in this series of Legends. Less than its opponents here tonight. The 4 spikes and that false body spinning capability is incredibly powerful, but we've seen it take some pretty hefty damage over this series, which has caused it to be counted out in both of its battles.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And the winner of this match gets a shot at the Legends Championship. You can say all 4 of these robots haven't really had good runs on Legends this series. I mean, Torterra has been there or thereabouts, but hasn't really won much. Same with Speed. AK1 lost the Judgment Championship. Hasn't really recovered. Onus, on the other hand, that first episode, the destruction that it not only gave, but also took. But AK1 at the moment, AK1, teams say that this is going to be the best that AK1's looked since, well, obviously since we had our original run here in MLW. It looks like that at the moment, a big launch there on Torto Terra, and I think that's Torto Terra gone already. They really need a stream mech on him, honestly. With the amount of flippers that are in MLW, if you haven't got a stream mech, more than likely, unless you're, well, someone like Dragoo, I guess, you're pretty much screwed. Speed gets the lift underneath, and now we'll see how the self-right does for AK1. Well, we don't need to. Speed, oh, big launch by AK1. Speed's going to try and self-right here. Speed having massive problems self-righting on its side, but it is possible that it keeps getting it on its side. That's a problem for Speed. AK1 still in there with Onus. This is the most impressive I think I've seen AK1 this series so far. It looks like they've got that weapon finally working again. It's low to the ground. It's doing great flips here, while Torterra, who was, if you could say that, was eliminated in this match by AK1. I don't think it's getting back up at all there. Speed finally rights itself, and Torterra is the first out of this match. Torterra really has not had a good run in this series of Legends, has it? Let's be honest. Nor has Speed, the series champion. But it's looking to get a shot here at the Legends Championship and nearly getting AK1 out of the arena there. AK1, big flips there to Onus. A big launch. Onus is a heavy robot, but AK1 is tossing it around like it's nothing. Just like the series champion's nothing, and Onus has gone as well. A double elimination in a matter of seconds. Speed went first by AK1, and then Onus followed very quickly. AK1 has returned here. Look at that. AK1 is back. I think Bill, very sneaky of Bill there to press the pit release button. AK1 is back. That robot, it looks better than ever now after weeks of it not working like it should. I think it's finally back to where it should be. Torterra pitted. Speed and Onus flipped out of the arena. AK1, the #1 contender.
Cease.
So AK1 will meet the winner of tonight's main event next week for the MLW Legends Championship. It's going to take on either Diamond Storm or Calamity Call 5. But speaking of championships, it's finally time for Blood Eagle to cash in its Tag Team Championship opportunity as it takes on Edema and Plasma, and with its new tag team partner. We still don't know who that's going to be. It's time for the reveal.
Introducing Tag Team #1. One half of the Masterath Robot Wars Tag Team Champions, Plasma.
And here is Plasma, one half of the current 3-time MLW Tag Team Champions. The last time we saw Plasma was in singles competition, where it was eliminated by Dark Effigy in the Champion of Champions quarterfinals. Plasma made it just as far as its tag team partner in that tournament, both falling at the quarterfinals. And Plasma's amazingly powerful front hinge flipper, the most powerful front hinge flipper in MLW, is one of the two big reasons why this team is still the Tag Team Champions.
And introducing its tag team partner, one half of the Masterath Robot Wars Tag Team Champions, Edema.
And here is the other reason, the very powerful front flipper in Edema. Also a 3-time MLW Tag Team Champion, and this robot has got to be one of the most impressive robots in this series of Legends. Currently notching up a 6-2 record, only losing to Diamond Storm and Dragoo in this series so far. This team of Edema and Plasma have held the titles now for 6 weeks, looking to make it 7 with a victory here tonight.
Introducing Tag Team #2, Blood Eagle.
And here is Blood Eagle, the 2021 MLW Legends Annihilator winner. Blood Eagle won that tournament 2 weeks ago, and it allowed it to choose any championship to have a shot at. And Blood Eagle very wisely chose the Tag Team Championship. For a robot that was the first new blood in this series of Legends, it may not have much experience, but at the moment it's undefeated. Currently with 4 victories under its belt and not a single defeat in competition. I'm more interested about who the tag team partner is going to be for Blood Eagle. Let's find out.
And introducing its tag team partner, Dragoo.
Well, you could class this as a coup, or you can class this as a double-edged sword. Blood Eagle has chosen the Series 9 champion, Dragoo. Dragoo has already competed in this episode of Legends, losing out to Demon Horns in the Champion of Champions semi-finals. But we're not sure how much damage Dragoo took from the big flips that Demon Horns was giving it. Plus, this robot has no Tag Team Championship experience. However, where the pros come in is that Dragoo does have history beating the Tag Team Champions when it beat Edema last week in the Champion of Champions quarterfinals. However, the only time that Dragoo and Plasma have shared the arena together, Dragoo actually knocked into Plasma and then pitted itself in the Wildcard Rebellion back on the 5th of February 2011 episode of Legends.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, the biggest question's been answered about this, which is who's Blood Eagle's tag team partner, but that proposes another question. How good is Dragoo in a tag team battle? Also, how much damage did Dragoo take in its battle against Demon Horns earlier? Dragoo pulling double duty here. Interesting to see when Dragoo finally gets in the arena. Was that a tag? I think that might have been a tag by Blood Eagle. Yes, it was. Dragoo is now in, and Edema is not running. Remember, Edema was the robot that was knocked out the arena by Dragoo. Its first out the arena in this series of Legends was Edema, giving it its second defeat here in this series of Legends. Makes the tag though, and Plasma's now in, trying to... Oh! And Dragoo smashes Plasma immediately, but I think when it comes to Plasma, that they're essentially using their front flipper as some sort of guard against Dragoo, but I'm not sure how much it's gonna do here. Plasma might be out already. It's moving again. Okay, Plasma moving again. Oh, and Dragoo again, big hit onto Plasma, but Plasma pretty sturdy as a robot. It's pretty sturdy, and it's got that front weapon raised up. Maybe he'll try and block the attacks of Dragoo. Edema back in now. If either of these two is probably going to get knocked out by Dragoo, I'd probably say Edema. Well, I guess you call that a tag? It's a good thing that Blood Eagle's a sturdy robot. That could have knocked it out, depending on what it was. Blood Eagle, though, having problems now on that side wall. It can't get that flipper into motion. And Edema looking to defend its third Tag Team Championship here. But Blood Eagle staying in it so far. Blood Eagle and Edema both looking to try and right themselves here. Blood Eagle first to right. Looks like that low ground clearance at the front of Blood Eagle has caused many problems for opposing robots. Of course, the 2021 Legends Annihilator champion is Blood Eagle, even being a new blood. There aren't many robots that we've seen be a new blood and have already won a championship before competing in the New Blood Championship, which will be later in the series. Pit button goes down, which is pressed by Blood Eagle. And they are both flirting very dangerously with that pit right there. And Edema in trouble. Blood Eagle trying to get Edema down the pit, I think. But Edema trying to right itself right now. There seems to be some sort of problem with the Shremek of Edema. It doesn't seem to be firing as well as it should at the moment. Did Dragoo's attack possibly cause some damage to Edema? It seems a bit out of control while Dragoo was tagged in and then just immediately tagged out. I guess the way that Dragoo likes to tag. A misfire there by Blood Eagle. Edema. Oh, Edema's in the pit. Even on its top, Blood Eagle stayed on top of Edema there and essentially guided it into the pit there. Plasma now is in. And Plasma has to beat both Dragoo and Blood Eagle. That's a tall order. But honestly, there aren't many robots that would be able to do it. But Plasma might. And Blood Eagle's got himself out of the pit. No, not for long. And Blood Eagle is in the pit there. It actually was able to get itself out there. Pretty much Plasma using the strategy that Blood Eagle did to eliminate Edema. Blood Eagle trying to get itself out of the pit there, using Edema as essentially some sort of ramp. But no, Blood Eagle eliminated from this contest, and all we've got now is Plasma and Dragoo. Dragoo getting some shots in. I think with Plasma's idea, it's supposed to hit the flipper until either Dragoo breaks itself or is lifted. That seems like the plan here, and Dragoo has now been lifted by Plasma. Plasma trying to get it in the pit, I think, but Dragoo able to get back into spinning capacity right now. But it looks like that maybe... Oh! Maybe part of the robot's actually being hit there. Luckily, Plasma's flipper can get it to right itself on its side. Good design feature on Plasma. Plasma, though, now going against Dragoo. I mean, Plasma has not been in many high-profile matches here, but Plasma Dragoo is certainly one that Plasma could definitely win here. But Dragoo is not letting it happen at the moment. Plasma does right itself, so the flipper is still working, but maybe not for long. Another big hit by Dragoo. Plasma gets Dragoo again, and he's probably going to try and turn it around and get it in the pit. Plasma at the moment, getting in there with that lifter. Dragoo on its top and will need to try and get right in as soon as possible. Plasma unintentionally rights Dragoo. Oh, a little bit of a tap there by Dragoo, and Plasma rights itself though. Dragoo charging up for some more hits, but goes to the wrong side there. Plasma hasn't moved since it was last hit. Want to point that out there. It is on its wheels, but it hasn't moved. And Bloodshed's now on its side. Dragoo just taking all the damage right now. Now Bloodshed comes in. He's had enough. Plasma's moving again. Right, okay. I'm not sure what happened with Plasma there, but Plasma is now moving again. But Dragoo dominant, and Bill's been owned now. So, I don't know how they're going to do countouts now. Dragoo, that might have saved Dragoo there, but Plasma still has a pit you could fit Dragoo in, barely, because it's currently got robots in it! It doesn't matter! And just like its tag team partner before him, Plasma takes the big hit! And out of the arena goes Plasma. Dragoo and Blood Eagle have won the MRW Tag Team Championships from a team that a lot of people say is the greatest tag team in MRW.
Cease.
Well, a big win there for Dragoo, and just like Edema before it, Plasma knocked out the arena by that massive full body spinner. Dragoo's second out of the arena in this series of Legends, and Dragoo and Blood Eagle are the new tag team champions. Well, we've had 2 titles change hands tonight, but will the third? It's our main event. The Legends champion Diamond Storm takes on Calamity Call 5.
Introducing Calamity Call 5.
And first up, the challenger for the Masterath Robot Wars Legends Championship, Calamity Call 5. This robot is a former 2-time Legends champion and last held the title back at the Christmas special in 2009, where it lost the Legends Championship in the first and only championship skirmish in the history of Legends. It was able to beat the Guardian and Corrosive before being pitted by Torto Terra and losing the Legends Championship. This living legend of MRW is looking to win the Legends Championship for the 3rd time and hold the championship for the first time in over a decade.
And introducing its opponent, the Masterath Robot Wars Legends Champion, Diamond Storm.
And its opponent, the reigning champion, the only ever 3-time MRW Legends champion, Diamond Storm. Diamond Storm won its 2nd Legends championship back in 2015, but lost it a couple of episodes into this series of Legends, losing the Legends championship to Demon Horns in the first of their trilogy of matches this series. It then went on to regain the Legends championship just 1 fortnight later, flipping Demon Horns out of the arena in the 2nd of their trilogy. It may be always the bridesmaid, never the bride in the series, but on Legends, it's one of the very best.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
And here we go, our main event of this episode of Legends. Diamond Storm looking to legitimize its 3rd Legends Championship reign. Calamity Call 5 looking to win the Legends Championship for the first time in 12 years to make it its 3rd overall. At the moment, both robots off to a good start right now. The Diamond Storm getting the advantage and nearly getting Calamity Call 5 out of the arena. Very close there. The pit has been activated by Calamity Call 5. Calamity Call 5 with the weaker flipper here. Diamond Storm with the more powerful flipper. It could really just come down to control here if Calamity Call 5 gets its way, but Diamond Storm has the advantage so far. Calamity Call 5 gets the flipper underneath though and gets up to the back of Diamond Storm. Diamond Storm now in trouble. Big flips from Calamity Call 5. Diamond Storm gets away. Barely gets away from the pit there, and now is beached on its top and will need to right itself quickly, but Calamity Call 5 has the advantage. And Calamity Call 5, I think Calamity Call 5 has clamped down on that flipper similar to how Hypno-Edge did it a few weeks ago on Legends. And Diamond Storm has lost. Calamity Call 5 is back on the top of the mountain. Look at that clamp there from Calamity Call 5, stopping Diamond Storm in its tracks. And Diamond Storm could do nothing about it. By the time it was freed, it was in the pit. Diamond Storm loses the Legends Championship again. Calamity Call 5, for the first time in 12 years, is Legends Champion.
Cease.
Well, Calamity Call 5 has certainly come back strong here, beating Diamond Storm to be only the second robot in MRW history to win 3 Legends Championships. Calamity Call 5 is back, and back in a big way. A very impressive victory there over Diamond Storm, which will end this episode of Masterath Robot Wars Legends. Setting up next week's main event, it's Calamity Call 5 versus AK1 for the Legends Championship. AK1 looking for that another shot at the Legends Championship. Calamity Call 5 looking to legitimize its third reign after destroying Diamond Storm's third reign. Folks, we'll see you next week for AK1 Calamity Call 5 in the main event. I'm Masterath. You can't spell FMRW without MRW. We'll see you next week for Legends episode number 64. Goodbye.
Gonna crash and break your savior.